My name is Carol Ferrara. I'm the director of the Trinity Fellows Program. I have been with this program since 2000, since it first began. Okay, the Trinity Fellows Program is a 21-month graduate fellowship program. It's a work-study program. We offer fellowships in about 14 different fields of study.
I'm currently studying communications.
I'm currently studying public service and nonprofit leadership.
Educational policy and leadership.
I'm studying applied economics.
English literature.
Political science.
While students are engaged in full-time graduate study, we place them in a job in a nonprofit organization where they have a professional, substantive role. Part-time during the 2 academic years that they're in the program, and then there's an intervening summer between those years, and students work full-time at their agency during that summer.
It's unlike a lot of programs available in that your entire master's program is paid for through this program, and that's pretty incredible.
Our unique feature of our program is that in order to be eligible to apply, Trinity student applicants have to have served in a full-time volunteer program.
Before coming to the Trinity Fellows Program, I was in Hartford, Connecticut with the Jesuit Volunteer Corps.
So I was in Peace Corps in Zambia.
I did Jesuit Volunteer Corps in Harlem.
I did my service through the Capuchin Franciscan Volunteer Corps in Nicaragua.
I actually did 3 years of service with AmeriCorps.
Sounds kind of cliche or even corny, but I really felt called to do it. Felt like I owed it to myself to have that kind of experience where I get out a little more of my comfort zone.
There's a certain thing that Tom Jablonski refers to. I think he calls it the Trinity Fit or Trinity Feel.
We are looking for certain kinds of people rather than people with certain kinds of skills. What we're looking for on the Trinity side is a special kind of person, a person who gives of themselves, who doesn't have to be asked and doesn't have to be dragged out of them to want to make the world better and to initiate kinds of new things. We want you to truly leave us better and different and improved when you leave. And when you're saying that to a 26-year-old who has, knows that they tried to do the world better by the kind of service that they had done earlier, well, now they're being invited to do it as part of their academic program. So you have to bring that special spark, and you have to bring that commitment, and it can't be charged here. It's not like a battery that can be kind of plugged in and recharged. You have to bring that with you.
It's a very challenging experience, I think, for our fellows, because not only are they, if all goes well, being well challenged in their academic program, and it's a full-time commitment there, but if all goes well, they're going to be well challenged in their nonprofit assignment.
A big challenge I and others I think have faced is balancing work and school and kind of determining what time you can give to your job and what time you should be giving to studying for an exam or writing a paper. What helps is finding places where your work and your school overlap.
With all the connections and opportunities, it's really easy to get overcommitted, and it's kind of in fellows' DNA to be overcommitted. Part of the reason they got the fellowship, probably.
Can we mention the polar vortex?
So one of the great things about Trinity, it actually goes back to the founder of the program. He had this belief, Dick Burke, in the importance of working really hard in your job, in your academics, but then taking time to have pizza and beer and enjoy the people around you. And the Trinity experience is definitely all about that. And so they take really good care of us in making sure we have opportunities to connect together and have fun together.
This is key. They're going to have an opportunity to make a contribution to our community while they're here getting these wonderful benefits that this fellowship has to offer.
It's this very positive kind of influence. Year after year, the MBA program, the communications program, the economics program, they all have a Trinity insider, and are making those classes a little bit different year after year. And that's the lasting impact that is made.
Milwaukee, as a city, I've noticed to be very resilient, just in facing the problems that it has. There are a lot of really amazing things happening here.
It's still a very vital city. It's still sustaining itself. It's got tremendous challenges in terms of schooling, in terms of race, in terms of employment opportunities, in terms of housing. but it's not one that's stumbling. This is not a dying city. But the toughest thing is bringing in young professionals who are willing to make this a better place when they leave. And that's exactly what the Trinity Fellows do.
I chose to live in the Trinity House, which is a house where last year we had 4 different fellows in it. This year there's 3 of us. And we live in Lindsay Heights, which is the poorest neighborhood in Milwaukee, and has been an experience in and of itself. It's really given us the opportunity to get at the heart of the issue.
We're confronting poverty on a daily basis. We're confronting the positives and the negatives that come along with a neighborhood that used to be well developed and has kind of fallen into disrepair. It's really been a cross-cultural experience that we give a little, we learn a little bit from them, and we give a little bit to them.
Every Trinity student who comes here, when they're 2 years plus or up, they have left an imprint. And this is why agency after agency after agency comes back and says, I want another Trinity. And the fact that a significant number of our students, without any coercion on our part, are staying here has just made this a city with a level of expertise and involvement and concern and spirituality, I would dare say, that we know, the agencies know, that would never have happened without the Trinity program. This city is markedly improved. The lives and care of the citizens has been elevated by this set of 10 year after year after year.
So to me, the Trinity program has really meant transition. This has really given me an opportunity to really think about what I want from life and what I want to do.
Enriching.
Growth.
I would say that the program has been life-giving in a lot of ways.
Confidence just made me feel a lot more set in what I know and to make me feel more confident in my job hunt and just in my professional career.
I'll just say community.
What initially popped into my head was community for a couple of reasons. One, because of the connection that I feel to the Milwaukee community. Milwaukee is a big city, but it's really not. We have all the big city problems, but it's on a scale that feels manageable, and you feel like there is a strong community of people who are trying to make this place better.
Nerdy, but in the best sort of way. I mean, I've never been around so many social justice nerds in my life. And having the privilege to learn from and talk with all of these nerds about things that I'm nerdy about, I didn't really think that would happen ever.
Professionalism.
I would say connection.
Connection. Before the Trinity program, there were kind of all these fragmented pieces and interests and threads that I was seeking out. And I feel with Trinity, they kind of all came together.
I feel like I've made way more connections, not just personally in terms of networking, but also through very, very different disciplines. So I've been able to take classes in political science and business and nonprofit leadership and sort of try to make all that work.
Opportunity.
Vulnerability, and I mean that in as positive a way as possible, because it's just, I've had to force myself to open up, whether it be at work with creating relationships with staff and my clients, in class participating in discussions, and then just building relationships, really being open and sharing who I am and getting to know others.
Word that comes to mind is fight. I feel like empowered or called to fight, whether it's the cold Milwaukee winter or whether it's the work that I'm doing for these kids, to fight for them, to advocate for them, to go into work and try and bring my best energy and my most creative mind to solve these complex challenges that they face every day. To fight to learn more about what's going on, and it's a good fight. I believe in this really good fight.